Hi everyone. I hope I can start seeing you all in a second. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, guys. I see you all. I thought I wasn't gonna see you. First of all, I would love to thank you because last Monday, I had a very interesting conversation with Michaela, and you all were so wonderful. You all were amazing. I read all your messages. I'm sorry when I'm talking, I'm not really able to answer or watch you all. Like, you are all waiting today. Thank you so much and welcome. So yes, when we read all your messages, Michaela and I were very happy and it was lovely. It was lovely to have your support, and I'm happy that I'm doing this platform, and I'm happy that I'm having all of you watching it and all of you enjoying, because I want us all to grow together. Okay, so what's gonna happen today? Good. I'm very happy to have friends such as Juliana Sanchez. I met Juliana working with her 4 years ago. She's very professional model and actor and a mom, very young, beautiful mom. And Julie has been helping me with my accent. Yeah, it's getting better, right? you all can see it and hear it. So Julie has been taking time out of nowhere just to help me with my accent. We are exchanging classes. I think we actors, we should do that all the time, helping each other and making us feeling better and accomplishing everything. So Julie got me in touch with a very interesting person in LA. His name is Muoi. He is the manager of Black Hawk Entertainment. And the most exciting thing about Chi is that he was an actor, very young actor, and he transferred into a manager. Why? Because he knew he could do better and he could do an amazing job. And he wanted someone to help him achieve everything that he was wishing for. He's been a very, very, very successful actor and a very successful manager. I had a conversation with Chi a week ago, and guys, his wisdom, his fun and boldness way of saying things, it's pretty amazing. He has created a series of episodes, a web series. It's like 7 episodes, very long, interesting, and very wise episodes that I'm sure you're gonna be thankful to just get some of the tips that this wonderful man has been sharing with all of us. I'm here to share with Chi everything that he's doing. We're here to help you, all of you, to create your careers, to open your paths, and to be seen out there. So guys, I'm very excited. So I'm gonna check that Chi is connected, and we're gonna go and start our conversation. Okay, I don't see Chi. Where is it? Here, there. Let me see. 1 minute. They're connecting, I guess. Just give me 1 minute, guys. This is not going so fast as I thought. Okay, Master, you need to. Okay, I'm inviting you. So, okay. Okay, I'm accepting, guys, so I guess you should be on. Why it's not working now? It should be working. Accept. Okay, bear with us, guys, because I'm trying to connect with you and I don't know what's going on. Okay, they're unable to join. Maybe they're having some issues with their connection. But oh, hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very loudly.
Very
Nicely.
I'm very loud.
Let me lower it down just a tad. So
Yeah,
there
you're not
we go.
gonna get deaf. Oh.
Yeah.
Chi, thank you so much for your time, first of all. Thank you so much for your episodes, for sharing all those tips with all of us. It's pretty amazing. We're going to talk about tons of things, but I know that you're a very busy person. I'm trying to pronounce well. You're a very busy person, and I'm really thankful for your time. Really thankful. Time is money, so we all know. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I hate morning interview. I have to admit to that. But you know, and most people would say it's 10:30, Chi. It's not
I know
morning.
it's no, it's morning. It's morning. Believe me,
It's
it's one
morning.
thing
Yeah.
for me, and now I can look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's 1:30 your side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Lucky I don't do it at night, right?
I'm more of a night person.
I know, me too. But you look good, and that light is doing a great job. So we're all good.
That's all
Chief, thank you.
Daniels. It's all Daniels.
I know. I can imagine. I was texting him before. Daniel is Chief's assistant. He is wonderful. With all the help that he can just give us. Chi, I have a question that is, I think, is very important for very young actors when they start to transition into the adulthood, into their career.
Mhm.
How do you manage to do that?
I would say that I'm the luckiest guy and the most unluckiest person in the world. So the lucky thing is, I would say that for few people in their lifetime, you know what you want at the age of 10, and the question is, how serious are you? So I come from a background where I have 12 brothers and sisters, and in that time period, my parents came from the third world, and they were ambitious, and they came from China, escaped from the communists to Vietnam. They planned to escape when the time is have come, and they came to America with 12 kids. Everybody's expect to do what Asian children supposed to do, which is computer engineering, doctors, lawyers, everything that's serious. But I got lucky in the sense that I fell in love with acting at the age 10, and then I took it seriously to the point that where no kid should. But so that's the lucky part, because if this is what you really want,
Mm-hmm.
and you start at age 10, and when I say serious, let me give you the list, so a lot of your viewers would understand what's lucky and what's unlucky is. Serious meaning that I study at junior high school, then I joined Amy Summer Stock.
Mm-hmm.
Then I joined while in junior high school. A teacher came along. I joined a touring company, while we were in school. Then I went to high school performing arts. Then I got a full scholarship to go to Governor School for the Arts. And then I got a scholarship to go to New York to study uh, Dr. Gloria's Children's Theater. Then I went to Temple for 1 year, knowingly after I met my counselor that I cannot graduate from Temple for 4 years. There's no way I could. The course they're teaching, you have to require all those stuff. I just could not concentrate. Because it's not my interest. It's
Yeah.
one of those things. So I got a full scholarship to go to ACT. So by the time I got to finish ACT, I had over 64 acting teachers.
Wow.
So the lucky thing is that this is what you want, and very few people have that.
Mm-hmm.
And so success came very easy. The unlucky part is you have lost all your childhood. You, I lived my 20s and my 30s. So basically, any wild thing that people are supposed to do in their 20s, they do I did in my 30s. But the unlucky thing is that my childhood's gone. I don't know. I don't know how to mingle with people. I have no social skills. And like for example, what is unlucky? Well, if you go to um, every place you go to, I'm the only Asian that went to study acting, and it's an easy in. But if everybody keep praising you how good you are and all that, no one ever taught you how to handle rejection. No one
Mm-hmm.
ever taught you how to be gracious. No
Mm-hmm.
one ever taught you how to um,
Build
um,
relationships.
yes, be humble. I mean, I went to ACT where the average age was 24 to 27, 35, and it's a master program, and I was only 18. And I
Mm-hmm.
would obnoxiously go up to one of my peers and say, "That sucks." Who says that? That's what I mean by lucky and unlucky. So
Yeah.
would I if I can go back? Someone asked a really good question. If you can go back to the young Chi, what would you tell him? What's the rush?
Exactly. I've heard from you that when parents want to bring the kids into the acting career, you say, "Don't do it. Just not
Nope,
yet. Just not
nope,
yet. No, it's
nope,
not. It's not worth it, right?"
nope, nope. Yeah,
But
have them study acting in high school, junior high school, as a curriculum, but they don't know what they want until they're 18. It's all your
mm,
bullshit. It's your
mm,
bullshit. It's your you have nothing else to do. You want the dream is about you, and it's not about them.
yeah.
You stage mom, and
Hmm.
those people are. We're talking about 0.00001% of child actors succeed,
It's
and
true.
the bad part is they become drug addicts. They get involved in, they get exploited.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Because
no, definitely no.
I think when I've been teaching acting, what I've seen is that the parents don't really know anything. The parents should take the workshop because it's funny. Everything that we are aiming for in this conversation is that when you study at school, you never get the business craft. You only get the technique. And then when you leave the school, it takes you another 10 years to figure out what to do.
Right.
So
You know why they cannot teach the business?
why?
It's sad. Now, first I need to establish that teachers are the real teachers. The real teachers are the most wonderful people in the world because they dedicated themselves to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The problem comes is you cannot teach something you don't know. So if you never succeeded and you never been take a year to go into to our business, how the hell do you know what go on to the nuances, the psyche, the rejection, the how to network, what you supposed to do, you know? Um, I have people who I groom 6 kids, and only one I would say have a huge success. Now he's on 3 series regular, Roswell, or the original for 5 years. Now on a big show called Yellow Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I groomed this kid from at the, at a, I'm trying not to repeat his age. I'm I'm trying I groomed this kid where we were lucky that I was at the right time to deal with BS of dealing with somebody who know nothing about acting, and but the
Mm-hmm.
good news is he's been out here for 3 years, and who understand how hard it is to get a manager or an agent, and so he gone through that stuff. So when he get to me, I did the 3 interviews before I signed. I didn't want to sign the kid. I just thought that he's terrible as an actor, terrible and but very marketable. But took me seriously because he knows somebody who he studied with in class with was a
Mm-hmm.
client of mine saying, wow. And I promised him, if you do this, and this, I'll come through with it. I'll get you a SAG card. I'll get it. So I came through with everything. And I have to say that kid is the only one that I have ever signed that I didn't lose money. So most of the time when you sign somebody, the first 2 years you lose money. You
Yeah,
know,
I understand. You gotta
yeah.
pitch them. I did my homework, G.
Oh, that's so you lose money and all that, and so the answer to your question is that, yeah, it's no, they don't know. And this is the great thing about, we have a special coming up, 20% off for the Christmas gifts and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a parent, buy this thing, watch it yourself, or buy this thing and give it to your kids as a gift, so they know. So we're teaming up with Howard University, probably next year.
Mm-hmm.
It is next year, no matter what. We're working with them to. They will be the first one to integrate Master in the Business of Acting into their college. So after after spring semester, we're probably gonna have 30 to 50 colleges to sign up, and this should be part of the curriculum. Because
Absolutely. I do
yeah,
agree with you. I do agree
yeah,
totally with you because it
because
takes a long time to find jobs. So you are a great actor right there, or a beginner, whatever you are, but you have all your technique and you don't know what to do with it. And
and
that's
Vanessa,
difficult.
you understand, the average actor, no matter how good you are, after 2 or 3 years, when you don't have an agent, when
Mm-hmm.
you can't get your SAG card, your passion dies. Everybody, it
It is a long
dies.
road. It is a long road. It's like it's a marathon. Whether you are it's a marathon that you're gonna be there.
Yes, it's not a sprint.
Exactly, exactly. So that's why you're just gonna go there and just keep on going. And I think you have to reinvent yourself. To me, that works. And also, age is giving you a different vision as well, which is interesting.
Well, I would say that every 5 years or every 10 years, you got to reinvent yourself. I'll give you a good example. Say like I look at Christopher Walken.
Mm-hmm.
That man had been playing 40s for 40 years. And I met Christopher Walken, wonderful man, wonderful, incredible actor. But I
A
met Christopher.
dancer. I love
I
his
met,
dancing skills.
oh, he's amazing. He's a great dancer and singer.
He is.
I met him at a party where when I went to Florida to compete for my movie called Catfish and Black Bean Sauce. So they invited me to the party, and I met him, and he literally looked like a ghost. He looked like a vampire ghost. I love you, Christopher. But he looked like a ghost in 2000, and I don't know how. I don't dare to meet him now in person. So with no makeup or whatever, no, at the party and all that, he looked like a vampire ghost in 2000s on. But this man had played 40 for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so by the time I met him, I think he was 70 or 60 something. So what I'm saying is, at some point, an actor, and you have successful and all that, your good looks is gone. Stop pretending you're still good looking. You're not. Look at yourself in the mirror, or ask your friends, what do I look like? Well, I think you look like an old man in your 50s. Well, let's go after more interesting roles.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's be creative.
Go, come on, do what you look like. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at my face. I have a fluffy, fat face, and I have been forced to play young. I have never been cast for a role that I look like the role. I was cast on a role where it's really tough. No one can do this, and so I can do it. So they rewrite it for me and all that. But I'm short. I look like a kid, and so with the glare, the filter, and all that, I mean, I don't have any wrinkles. When I do, but they won't show up. So
Yeah.
what happened is I'm stuck playing this younger role, blah 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 blah. So when I did Case, I say, oh my God, yeah, I get to play older. You're great. So I have to put little lines there, and I have to walk a little bit older and all that, and it really worked. But you have to really reinvent yourself and have your manager or agent help you to reinvent yourself. Because some point you can't, some roles are, most good actor, if you really do this profession, at some point you do get bored with the same kind of role you play.
Yeah.
And the day will come when the passion is gone and acting is no longer number one.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife is.
Mm-hmm.
And when the children come, that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Acting become number three if you still have acting and all that.
Totally. And T, I know that you wanted to become a manager because there were things that you were lacking in the management industry. So how has that been for you? Just becoming a manager and seeing the perspective from another point of view.
Um, I think the uniqueness about how I create mastering the business of acting um, is that I can see things that most agent, manager, producers, casting can't see because I've done so many jobs. So as a manager, the manager world is BS these days. Um, what I when I came into the business, we still had the real managers, and that's what I have my company do is real management. I only represent 5 people. The rest is my other company does it. I represent 5 people that works, and I work with these people a long time. I think they did. The youngest the shortest time I worked with somebody is 7 years.
Okay.
Everybody else is like 12, 13 years and so on. And they're making money. I don't have to do much these days, except pick the phone call and get them the appointments up.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is the real manager are dying. You got these fake managers. I call them fake because the agency business is in trouble. So what happens? Some of them get fired or lost a job or whatever and all that. They turn themselves into a manager. And
Okay.
then they get manager, what manager does. The whole manager business in California needs to be changed. It's not fair to the actor, and it's all, there's only one law against the manager. They cannot find you a job. Anything else they can do. And then so what happened is I call a manager is a mommy,
Mm-hmm.
and an agent is a daddy. A mommy you cannot be a daddy as an agent for 15 or 20 years and suddenly become a mommy. You just can't. Because a daddy don't like to talk. He doesn't like to listen. He's a business guy. He can be on the phone with you 10 minutes top. After that, his mind's somewhere else. A
Mm-hmm.
mommy, she's going to find out what's wrong. Blah, blah, blah. She's going to hold your hand. She's going to go make sure you're okay. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what a manager is. So what happens? You got these fake managers and these companies building all these things. And what do you? So how do you find what's a bad managers? Look at the client list.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot.
You cannot have 100.
Hundreds. Yeah. So then you become an agent.
Yeah.
You're just nothing more than an agent, except you get more money. And the sad news is the business gotten really bad. That where it used to be. The key word is manager. We manage, here's the thing. We manage the actors. We manage the agents. We manage everybody. So we're the one who have to go in and tell the actors, hey, knock that off. You are drunk. You need to stop drinking or you're going to lose your career.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say that.
Yeah. So tough work. It's a very tough job.
Yes, it is. It is tough work because at the end of the day, you better have that relationship in order to tell somebody something they don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's nothing tragedy about being 40. The tragedy comes if you're 40 and you're trying to play 20.
Yeah,
No
that's
actress want to
bad.
hear that. You know?
I know what you're saying. It's happening. It's happening. It's like we're trying to, oh my God, it's this terrifying point, especially for women, that is like, oh my God, I'm aging. I'm aging. And what? Do you want to do a 20-year-old again? No. Let's
No,
get some other roles. Let's get something that is amazing and it's gonna prove that you're a great artist. Why not?
that,
You change
that's
the
right.
game.
That's right.
And
That's
G,
right.
for actors, whether they are beginners or they want to just look for some management when they are in the industry for a long time and they want to work with someone else, what would you advise as an approach to an agent or a manager? Because I know there are like seasoning moments where you should email or mail or talk to agents and managers, and there are other moments where they won't listen to you, they don't have time.
I would go. I would pursue the manager first.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a good manager, the manager will solve all your problems. They should be the one to get you the agent, the commercial agent, the print work, and all that. Um, but these days, how a good manager is hard to find because, like I said, the industry don't be fooled with all these manager with all these big name and all that stuff and all that. Um, the minute they don't want to sign you on a contract,
Mm-hmm.
they're not serious about you. It's a very easy clue because
Mm-hmm.
bottom line is, you know what it says when I don't want to sign a contract with you? It says that you're not worth my time to even have my system print up a contract, put your name on it, your social security on there, and all that, and that's what it's saying. So when most manager when they see a good a client that they can make money, oh boy, they'll have that contract signed, because actors are. I love. Let's be clear here. I love actors, and I hate them at the same time. But I love them because actors. I'm an actor. And it's my profession and all that, and I love it. I love the real actors, not the want to be, the splash in the pan, flash in the pan, not splash, flash in the pan. I hate those people, because they're not serious. They're there for the wrong reason. So, but I love actors, but we are flakes. We are stupid. We're the most stupidest people in the world, but we are the most generous people in the world. So when I say stupid, it's what I meant by that, meaning you don't see the big picture. And somewhere along the line, if you get lucky, you find a manager, and usually it's always a manager and sometimes an agent, people who discover you. The people who discover you, they're more invested. They
Mm-hmm.
really want you to succeed. They're the one you want to take advice from, and they're the one who want you to succeed. But you got to listen to them, and they are the one who will be able to tell you something you don't want to hear. Because and if there's no contract, an actor think they can break it. And here's the thing let's talk about that topic for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So that one law that the manager have, and I'm going to say this out loud, and I really believe the California law needs to change. This one law says that the manager um, cannot find jobs for you. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone know in this town, that's what you hire a manager to do, to help out to find jobs. The agent needs you to help out to find jobs because they have so many clients they don't even know what to do. So 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 what so an actor is stupid enough to say, I'm going to take you to the labor law, and the labor if it goes through, the labor law will take back all the money that you made for the actor. You have to pay that all back, and they can break the contract and so forth and all that. Now, there's only one actress in our industry, and I can say this, it's out and open. Jennifer Lopez. She's the only moron that did this to her manager. She took him to. She had so much bad press at the time in the 90s, something like that, and she was dating Ben Affleck. And he suggested, hey, your manager making you look really bad. Nobody likes you in the industry, and most audience can't stand your guts. You have really bad press here. I think you need to get rid of him. So she wanted to break her contract with him and all that, and he said, "No, we still have the contract, so you can't break the contract." So she took him to the labor law, and the labor law sent in the paperwork and said, they're gonna take all the money back. So that means he owe her money, so forth and all that. And she said, "Okay, bitch, you want to play a game? I'll play that game." So he's countersued, and he said he gonna release all her contract out to the public, and an open court. It will review what she won in her contract, and her contract says she won rose petal from her car to her dressing room or trailer, and a trailer have to have water war avion. I mean, it got so ridiculous. And then Ben Affleck came in and said, "Honey, just pay the guy and move on."
Let it go. Let it go.
Yes, and she did, because she had so much bad press because the whole industry is against her. So she paid a guy, and the fascinating thing about actors, which I love them dearly, and I love myself sometimes, and then we're so petty sometimes. They are now the best of friends. They're now the
Well,
best
that's
of.
good. That's a good experience, you know? The
Mhm.
story wrapped well.
Well, it's all emotional. This is where I'm talking about. All actors are all emotional. I'm talking about this thing, and I'm being emotional. What's it to be emotional? It's nothing about me.
Yeah,
But
you're a little emotional.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, well, I'm passionate. I don't know, but
But I
but
love it.
but 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 we are emotional people, and
But we need to.
emotional.
We need that energy to
Yes,
transfer through the screen. If we don't have passion and emotion, what are we going to do? What are our tools? Be cute?
we're boring.
Just
We'll be
being cute?
boring.
Exactly.
We'll be we'll be boring. That's why some actors are boring to watch. You
Well, they're
know.
cute. They're cute. So they have something. You know, we.
Yeah, 15 minutes. You know. I gotta tell you, like I remember when I was a kid. I have look, I'm gonna be proud to say this. I'm gay, so I I remember I have a big crush on Rob Lowe.
Oh
Okay,
my
big
God.
crush.
Didn't we
Right.
all? Didn't we
That's
all?
right. And I went to see a movie with Rob Lowe. I said, "Oh my God, it's gonna be a great time." I sat there, Oxford Blue, I believe, something like that. I sat there and I watched 15 minutes. And, oh my God, this is so boring. This is so bad. It was so.
But he's
I
so cute, so handsome.
but I could not finish the movie. I said, I gotta get out of here. You know, the problem being around, being as old as I am, being have the eyes of a director and acting and all. I see problems. I gotta tell you, people ask me, when I get passionate when I'm watching people's work and all that. Ask me, "Hey, Chief, give me your opinion on this." I Unless I know it's a good movie, they tell me it's a good movie and all that. Then I go see it. But I would smoke a little pot, and then my whole brain shut down, and I can really enjoy the movie. But without it, I'm gonna be critical.
I know, but that's necessary because I'm even talking about the shots. Like, because my husband is a filmmaker, so I'm like, oh, have you seen the shot? Oh my God, it's amazing. It's coming from here. And he's like, what are you talking about? Talk about the acting. So I understand. And
Yeah.
about the acting situation, when we do auditions and when we have to self-tape ourselves and all this crazy nervousness and everything that it goes against us, what would you give as a few tips for selfing, like a self-tape that works for you and an acting moment, those winning moments that you speak of on your
Mhm.
web series, which you have amazing tools and they are so on the point. Like, it's like, okay, you need to just listen to him and you know what you have to do. Is amazing. And thank you so much for that, because it's just so welcoming and so refreshing. What are those little tips that you would say if you want to do an audition and you want me to see you and pay attention to you? What do you need to do?
Well, every audition that is more than 2 or 3 page have a winning moment. When I say a winning moment, or winning moments, is that um, remember, casting director get the script,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna their job is to find 2 to 4 scenes or more to showcase the what you can do the role, and it's the same structure, same role. If I was telling one of my actors saying, you do know it's the same material as basically the last week you auditioned for. No, it's not. It's a whole different script. I know it's a whole different script, but it's the same structure because that's what they look for. Oh, this scene you're gonna get all upset and all that, and then you're gonna break down and you're gonna start crying because you kill your mom and you confess and all. Well, the next week, you'll break down because you did something wrong 20 years ago, whatever. It's the same thing. So there's always a winning moment and winning moments. So you look for those things. Now, talking about nervousness and all that, self-tapes, you say, there's no reason to be nervous.
You are at home, right?
I mean, if you're nervous, I don't know what the heck to tell you.
I know what's going to happen when you are actually on the stage or on the scene.
Yeah. But
maybe you're not ready.
I got to tell you that after 2 years, auditioning and competing for jobs, I don't have that thing anymore. That nervous energy or that whatever. Not the minute I have my lines down, and I do my ritual, whatever I need to prepare, I walk in there and I be the character, and the word that they say, what are you doing? I say, I'm showing off. Because I know what I'm doing, and there's nothing nervous about. Now, if you tell me to go back to the theater, and it's a 2-hour play, oh yeah, that's 2 hours. I would tell you that probably.
Story.
Yes, I would tell you probably 2 weeks before that nervousness go away. But it's something that people still have. Some people have that and nervousness, and that is a good thing, by the way, because
it keeps you alive.
Well, it says that this is still important for you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in high school when I went to high school for performing arts, my best friend and I, he was a year ahead of me and all that. We were doing this play and we were getting ready to get on stage. And I said I asked him, I said, are you as nervous as I am? Is your heart pounding as I am? And he said, no. I said, what do you mean, no? Now we've been in high school performing arts together for 3 years now. He said, you know what it is, Chi? I said, what? I love acting, but I'm not in love with acting. Mm-hmm. You are in love with acting. Mm-hmm. So that's why you still have that. So that really hit me hard, and it was kind of sad because once that I realized that, I said that this journey I had to go alone. Because
it's a very lonely journey, right? Like we all need each other, but at the same time it's very lonely. Like I love to connect with other actors, and like with Juliana, we are helping each other, we're doing things, but at the end of the day, it's about you. It's your work, it's your worth, what you think of yourself, how you take care of yourself, and how you, as you say, how you take the stage. I say own the room. You own the room or you take the stage.
But and it is lonely. It's a very lonely thought. But it's an interesting thing that you brought that up because it's something that I'd like to talk about in season 2. I was telling one of my actor kid, I said, there's no reason to go through this journey alone. Mm-hmm. Because yes, the work sometimes is lonely and it's about you and the work. Anyone can tell you this. Leo DiCaprio can tell you this. Leo used to say, and I say the same thing. When you're on location, you work, and you really, really love to work. You put all your work. You work crazy, and then when you go back home to your hotel, there's no one there. Mm-hmm. Because you're on location. I mean, sure, if somebody else is there, then it's not serious. Yeah. But you're still on location, and it is lonely, and it's a really lonely thing and all that. But here's the thing about certain things. Sometimes actors are stupid enough not to realize that a certain thing you don't have to go to be alone. Like for example, if you have a good manager, or agent and all that.
Mhm.
Success is meant to be shared.
Yeah.
You didn't get there on your own. And if you think
Not
you
at all.
did, you're an idiot. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't like even this podcast here, this interview here with you. I can't put this together. Daniel put it
Okay. Good
together.
for Daniel.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What's so hard it is to admit that? What's so it makes Daniel want to work harder for me, and it makes me feel like I don't have to do this alone.
Mhm.
As I'm taking a shower, try to wake up and drink a coffee and look at my hair's all wet and all. Daniel's knocking my door, trying to say, "Yeah, we gotta get this thing ready." He set it up. So what's so hard to admit that you can't do this on your own? People,
That also brings building relationships. I don't think we are really conscious about what it is to build a relationship. It's not just sending an email or throwing cards, like, hey, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's like, no, have a conversation with someone. They will remember for what you said, not for a card with your pretty face. You know what I mean? And I am completely against that. When I go to a network party, I always try to talk about people that I think they're interesting or align with me on whatever we're talking. And I think that is the way to step by step building up something. If not, nobody's going to trust you.
well, one other thing that I talk about, which I'll probably when we get a chance, I'll list down what's in our essential series. Relationship is the key to success. And when I talk about relationship, we're not talking about casual relationship or network relationship. We're talking about real relationship. There is nothing wrong when you work with a director for 6 months that you cannot build that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with having when the time comes, you have to break away from your agent, you climb the ladder, and you with your manager for 20 years. All those things are relationship. Don't burn the bridges. Don't
Mm-hmm.
burn whatever's on. Because bottom line is, you're gonna work with those people again. And it is easier for us to pick up the phone and call saying, "Hey, Chi, I heard that you are directing a movie that everybody claim that you is your best work and all that. Is there a role for me?" Wow, wouldn't it be nice to have to be able to call me up and say that instead of burn the whole house down when we have to leave, depart or whatnot. I told one of my clients recently. I said, "Listen, I got you where you are, and if you don't behave by the time February comes around, I am not going to renew the contract. I will leave,
Mm-hmm.
and I will leave happily, and I will grab what I have done for you, and I have no resentment. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of life."
Yeah.
So that's how I presented, and then and the actor realized, oh wow, okay, I didn't know he was that serious. So, yeah, I am. But that's what I'm saying. Relationship is so important. Like my relationship with you. Let's just say this whole thing is fun and all that. It's I'm sure by the time we finish this thing, we have a little connection there and all that. And if there is something that we will encounter each other again, and it's not that wouldn't it be great just to pick up the phone and talk to the person directly and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
can I?" That's what's about.
Yeah. I think when you align with someone, because it's not that easy to just have the same thinking or same energy. We are all different, and I agree with that. But there are some people that you really connect faster because you align the same thoughts and you are going on the same direction, and that for me is key. So that's why I love, because I think you grow faster. The moment you start getting the right relationships is when you grow faster and you grow happier instead of fighting situations. You know what I mean?
Right, sure. But people connect for other reasons. I can connect with another director because he's Asian. I can connect with another actor because he's gay. I can
Mm-hmm.
connect with another actress because she reminds me of my sister. things like that. I can
Yeah.
connect with you because you study the same kind of method that I study. So yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I have an actor who I sent out audition a lot. I mean, we're talking about a lot, and he's successful and all that. And sometimes people don't realize that I have a brain as a manager. So I
You
have my own,
do.
you know, I have an opinion. So I talk to him privately. I say, hey, you need to build those relationships. And then when the projects comes around, I say, hey, go and they're writing for something for you. Okay, put push it a little more and making sure that blah blah blah, and then let me know where they are. And then what I do is I call triangulation. I in politics wise, I take what they talk in the living room out into the business world where I have the agent contact the casting saying, hey, they're writing this part for blah, blah. Now it's out in the open, so then the producers, writers, cannot BS with the actors. It's out in the open. And that's how he got certain jobs. And that's the trick.
Mm,
So so if you cannot trust your actor to if you send him out 100 times and he has not booked once, you have to have an opinion about how they do, and
yeah.
what do they have
Mm,
that you can push it over, and relationship. It's all those relationships. So that's how you do it because the relationship will give that 10% edge over other competitors.
absolutely. And there is something like, this kind of like, it's not a fine, but there are people against it and people in favor of taking classes with casting directors or with agents or managers. So I want to hear your opinion because I heard it on your web episodes and I loved it. And I want you to share what you think from an actor with no management whatsoever and with an actor with management whatsoever. What you think about this situation that we all actors going through, and it looks like we need to go through that or we won't make it.
You don't have to go through that, but if if you have an agent and manager, you should go to workshop, casting workshop. It's an exploitation. Agent and manager, they do that. I mean, I remember I hired a talent scout, and he's supposed to look for clients for us and so on. And he went to one of the acting class where they claim they're gonna bring people in, managers and all that, and they watched their audition and so it's a scam. And the person came back to me and said, "Gee, they put $500 in my envelope in my package." I said, "You give it back. We don't do that." So it is a scam and it's exploitation and so forth and on. Because the bottom line is, I look at the list that they give us. None of those people are marketable, and they don't have their SAG card. They don't have anything credit, and then they're 30 something's on. I mean, it's really we talking about LA here. It's really tough. So and then actors at the acting workshop, at the casting workshop. Okay, this is what the reality is. We have a big fight 8 years ago about that, and it ended up to be okay. Everybody seemed to be saying, put in more better terms and all that. But what it's about is this: casting directors have casting associates and casting assistant. They don't get paid that much. A
Mhm.
casting director make good money if they're there by themselves. So these days, why you find casting director have 3 to 4 projects at the same time in order to make the real money. So they're getting paid scale plus 10. No, not scale plus 10. Minimum wage. And the
Mm.
deal is, if you work for me for 5 years, I'll move you up to be a casting director. It's hard to live in LA minimum wage, and you put in 13, 14 hours.
Yeah.
So what happened is the perks, what they do is they give them casting workshop. But here's the good and the bad. If you don't have an agent or manager and all that stuff and all that, no one's sending you out and all that, sure, go to the casting workshop
Be seen.
uh and be seen. Yeah.
Be seen.
But if you have an agent and manager, here's the bad news. You go to that workshop and I'm a casting director associate, I cannot see you beyond co-star
Mm-hmm.
because I looked at you. This is a whole status world that we live in Hollywood. Everybody think they're better than somebody. I'm wearing a beautiful outfit because my outfit cost me $2,000. What are you wearing? I am with CAA. Who are you with? Paradigm. Ugh. I am with Innovative. Who are you with? What's the name of your company? Everybody's a status content. Everybody's all that, and it's all BS. It's all that. So what happened is the casting associate looked down at you. You are so desperate. That's why you're coming to my casting workshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's in their head. So when your agent or manager submits you for guest star, they don't even bother to look at you as a guest star.
Yeah.
Now, would you get in for the audition to be a co-star? Sure, because that's the only way they can make sure their workshop is kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy who got fired, and he used to do criminal mind for 10 something years and so on, and he would make $500,000 on these BS workshop.
Wow.
And oh yeah, he was a nasty gay man, very nasty gay man. I never seen anyone who was more nasty than that guy. But the industry found out, the CBS found out, and webinar, and they fired his ass. And the only time I see him in the breakdown is the casting ultra low budget. So he's out. He was
Well,
not a nice guy.
no, I do agree with you. I think, what do you think about also artists? We don't empower ourselves because our vulnerability and because we doubt about our art, because that's
Hmm.
what we do constantly. So, to be successful with yourself as an artist, what do you think, what tips will you give to those actors out there that they don't really have that strength on themselves, and we seem like we are all needy, kind of, because it's funny when sometimes you meet an actor and it's like, I'm an actor. It's like a doctor won't say, I'm a doctor. No, they say, I'm a doctor, right? Why? Because you are a doctor. So the fact that we don't work in a constant basis, that we don't work constantly. We have one project and then we don't work and then we have another project. But we keep on doing things to get the other project and to get better. And it looks like we're not working all the time. So it makes us feel like, what have you done? I haven't seen you. It's like, yeah, I don't see you in your office either, but I believe you're a doctor, right? So we don't have that solid ground to be equal with everybody else, and we don't feel that. Why do you think is that? Because that makes us feel always lower under everybody else. So that's why casting directors made their workshops, and that's why everybody do something, and we're like trying to grab a little something, the grasp.
Good
So why?
question. Really good question. I was talking about that just 2 days ago. Uh, uh, um, um, by the first year that I was working professionally, it was a nice. Most actors feel the same way. When someone asked me, "What do you do?" Because I only waitering for nine months, and then I believe I got fired 7 times. But acting took care of itself and so forth and all that. And someone asked me, what do you do? And for the first time, I said, I'm an actor. And there was nothing about it that was a shame or questioning. And it's something that every serious actor go through. And that's a good thing, by the way. um, the the reason people, I would say that our profession is one of the most bizarre profession in the world. You go to a restaurant and and a waiter wait on you, and it's a good looking waiter or good looking a waitress, and you ask them what do they do, and they say I'm an actor. And then you ask them what have they done, and they haven't done anything. They don't have any representation. They haven't studied. But we're the only profession that you have not studied or whatever or have done anything, and you're able to call yourself an actor. And those people usually will not make it. Here's the reason: in order to say yourself an actor, look, a surgeon. When you say, "Well, what do you do?" I say, "I'm a surgeon." He or she, have studied go to other school to become a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we different?
Yeah.
If you're serious about your craft, I mean, this is what you want. The best, the youngest you can start is 18. Go to college, and if you're not sure that acting is it, take it as an elective.
Mm-hmm.
And or in high school to take it on a drama class and stuff to figure it out and all that. Or take Master of Business of Acting, where I will tell you if you're on the fence, I will make sure you get off the fence. But
Mm-hmm.
if this is what you want, I'm going to save you 2 or 3 years. So take these things seriously and build yourself, because if you're an actor, you have to go to school. You have to study.
Yeah.
You know,
Be
and
prepared.
don't go into the business until you're ready to go to the business. So when someone did ask you, what do you do for a living? I'm an actor. And there's nothing shame about it. You're proud of it because
Mm-hmm.
that's what you do. That's what you do. Most of my income in the 90s and 2000s are all about acting money. And what I did was I made so much money, I took that money and invested so that the money make money itself. So so my wealth and all that is based on mostly my acting money. So am I ashamed of it to call myself an actor? No, that's who I am. You know, would I act until I die? Yeah. I see myself. I would never direct myself as a lead again, but I would. If I would direct, I would put myself in. And it's always a bad idea.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I would cast myself in a small supporting role, interesting role that I would do. But I love acting. It's still my number one love. You know, it
Yeah.
really is. That's why being an actor manager, you can't pull bullshit on me.
Oh no, no. And after all those years, man, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
You
So
know?
when you come from the dancing world, and obviously you dance or you don't. There's not in between. It's no cuteness, it's not super body, it's not nothing. It's like you
Right,
turn or you don't.
right.
And having all that training and then stepping into the acting world, I did Meisner with a British company, and it was just like a lot of work, a lot of work. For me, it's all about work. That's what gives you security. That was what gives you your art. It just makes you better. And it's funny because we are in a moment where all this influencing world and YouTube and everything. I believe, and I've seen it with tons of young kids, that when you give them 3-line commercial, they're like, oh, that's a lot of work. It's like, oh, how are you planning to do an audition for a TV show? Are you planning to improvise? Even improvising is a whole thing. So the feeling of everything is easy and we don't want to work for it, I don't think it goes with the industry. I think we really need to be prepared and we need to really know the craft and the business, as you say. Of course, both goes together. Um, do you think?
I honestly tell you that 60%, the most people succeed. 60% belongs to the business. and 40% belong to the craft.
I was gonna ask you, what's more important?
Yes, because a bad actress or actor can succeed if they understand more about the business than even a great actor. And I'll tell you a reason why. Drive is the most important thing when you're starting out as an acting.